Good morning, all of you. Today we will discuss regarding the moisture and total solid analysis, which is under the CHA 393, section 2nd, chapter number 3rd. So we know that what is meant by the moisture. Moisture means amount of water present in a given sample. For example, in a tablet or any type of the capsule, what is the amount of moisture present is determined. Okay, so what is the necessary to determine the moisture? So there is a certain composition of the water or the percentage of water present in a given tablet. If that concentration is greater, so it is harmful to the human being and the other animals also. So that's why we determine the moisture content in a given sample. So introduction, importance of moisture assay, how why we do the analysis of moisture. So there are the certain importance of the moisture content. Okay, so first one, the legal and labile recruitment. Moisture content is the one of the most commonly measured property of the food material. It is important to food scientists for the number of different reasons. So there are the first reason, legals and the labeling requirements. So there are the legal limits to the maximum or minimum amount of water. So the percentage of the water is decided. Okay, so that's why maximum or minimum amount of the water that must be present in a content of the food. Then the second is the economy. The cost of the many food depending on the amount of water they contain. Water, it is the, we know that it is the inexpensive, and manufacturer often try to incorporate it as such as possible as a food without exceeding the some maximum legal requirement. Third reason is the microbial stability. The propensity of microbial organism to grow in a food depending on the water content. Okay, if the water moisture content it is the more, at that time the microbial growth is very fast. For this reason many foods are dry below some critical moisture content. The fourth reason is the food quality. The texture, taste, appearance and the stability of the food depending on the amount of water they contain. Food processing operation, a knowledge of the moisture content is often necessary to predict the behavior of the food during the processing. Example, mixing, drying, flow through the pipe or packaging. So these are the 5 importance of the moisture. Okay, why we determine the moisture content of the given sample. It is therefore important for the food scientists to be able to reliable measure moisture content. A number of analytical techniques have been developed for this purpose, which vary or to determine the moisture content in a given sample. Okay, so moisture, second point in this chapter, it is the moisture content of food. So there is also important. So first, moisture is the quality factor in the preservation of some product and affect the stability in dehydration, dehydrated vegetables and fruits, dry milk, powder eggs, dehydrating potato, spices and herbals. Okay, second, moisture is used as a quality factor for jam and jelly to prevent sugar crystallization, sugar syrup, prepare cereals. Okay, then the third reason or the third important, reduces the moisture is a use for convenience in packaging or shipping of concentrated milk, liquid cane sugar and the dehydrating powder products. This is difficult to packaging if too high in moisture. Then the concentration fruit juice. Then the moisture content is often specified in composition standard. So under this, cheddar cheese must be moisture. What is the concentration of moisture in cheese? It is a less than 39%. Then the enriched flour must be a less than 50% moisture. Pineapple juice must have soluble solid. Then the glucose serum must have a greater than 70% of the total moisture. Then the percentage of the added water is processed milk meats is commonly specified. Then the fifth important of this, it is the computational of the nutritional value of food require that you know the moisture content. Moisture data are used to express a result of other analytical determination of uniform basis, that is the dry weight basis rather than the weight basis, weight by weight basis. Okay, so these are the 6 importance of the moisture contained in food. Then the forms of water in food. Okay, so water is the major constituent of the most of the food product. The approximately expected moisture content of a food can be affected the choice of the method of measurement. It can also be guide the analyst is determine the practical level of accuracy requirement when measuring the moisture content related to other food constituents. The essay of water removal for food depending on the how it extending in the food product. So there are the 3 state of water in food product. Okay, the pre water, absorbed water and the water of hydration. So first one is the pre water. This water retain its physical property and thus act as the dispersing agent for colloid and the solvent for salt. Absorbed water, this water is held tightly or it occluded in cell wall and protoplasm and is held tightly to protein. Water of hydration, this water is bonded chemically, for example lactose monohydrate, also some salts such as the sodium sulfate. Okay, so depending upon the form of the water present in the food, the method used to determination moisture may measure more or less of the moisture present. Okay, then the sample collection and handling. How do we collect a sample? A sample to be an open atmosphere should be as a short as a possible. Then any heating of the sample by friction during the grinding should be a minimized. Headspace in the sample storage container should be a minimal because moisture is lost from the sample to equilibrate the container environment against the sample. It is critical to control the temperature fluctuation since the moisture will migrated in the sample to be a colder part. Okay, so in this way we collect a sample and handling the sample. So there is a various method. The important parts of the in this chapter it is that there are the different method to analyze the moisture content. Okay, so up to this, okay, we already see the what are the different importance of the moisture content, why we determine the moisture, then the 3 state of the water and the sample collection. The method, it is the important part. So there is a various method to determine the moisture content. Okay, so first method is the oven drying method. So we know that under the oven drying method, we take a evaporating dish, take a sample in a evaporating dish, take a initial weight, that means the evaporating dish plus sample. Then put the evaporating dish in a oven for several times, generally 2 to 3 hours. Then cool at a room temperature and again wait. Okay, what is repeat this procedure till we got a constant weight at least the 3 times. Okay, then the weight difference between the initial weight minus the final weight, it is nothing but a moisture content in a given sample. So this one is the oven drying method. Then the second method is the for removal of moisture is the evaporation method. Okay, at a room temperature, suppose we have an organic product, at that time we followed the evaporation method. Okay, at a room temperature we evaporate the sample and determine the moisture content by using a formula. Percentage moisture is equal to m initial minus the m dry divided by m initial into the 100. So percentage total solid is also determined by using a formula m dry divided by the m nature into the 100. So advantages of this method, oven method and the evaporating method, it is a precise, relatively cheap, easy to use, officially suction for many applications. Many sample can be analyzed simultaneously. There is a several disadvantages such as the destructive method, unsuitable for some type of food, and the time consuming method. Okay, next method is the decomposition of the other food constituents, for example carbohydrate, then the temperature at 100 degrees centigrade according to the following reaction. Okay, so decomposition of the carbohydrate was done by using the evaporating method. Okay, then the second method or the next method is the temperature control method. Okay, under the temperature control method, we provide a temperature to the given sample. So there are the three types. First one is the forced draft, second one is the vacuum, and third one is the convectional or atmospheric method. So under the forced draft, we provide a pressure to the given sample. Okay, so by using that pressure, the moisture content is removed. Okay, and take a weight, initial weight, again a final weight. What are the difference? It's nothing but a moisture content. Second one is the vacuum. We provide a inert gases or any kind of the gases which is suitable for the sample to the sample container. Okay, so at that particular vacuum, the moisture is evaporated. Then the third one is the convectional or atmospheric method. So at atmospheric condition, we evaporated a sample. Okay, at atmospheric temperature, whatever the atmospheric temperature, we provide that temperature to the given sample. Okay, and find out a moisture content in a given sample. Okay, then the microwave analyzer method. Okay, with the help of the microwave, we provide a temperature to the given sample at a particular temperature and particular time. Okay, and record the weight. Okay, so with the help of the microwave, we also determine the moisture content in a given sample. So microwave moisture analyzer, oftenly called as a microwave drying, was the first prescribed and predicted technique that allowed the some segments of the food industry to make in processes adjustment of the moisture content in a food process before a final packaging. For example, processed cheese should be analyzed and the composition adjusted before the blend was drummed from the cooker. The ability of the adjust the composition of a product in processes help food manufacturing reduce production cost, meet regulator requirement, and ensure the product consisting. Such a control could effectively pay for the microwave analysis within a few months. Microwave oven that include a vacuum system is used in some food plant. This vacuum microwave oven will accumulated one sample in a triplicate or the different sample at a one time in 10 minutes. The results are reported to be similar to 5 hours in a vacuum oven at 100 degrees centigrade. So whatever the time required in a microwave, it is a lesser as compared to the any conventional method. Okay, microwave drying provide a fast, accurate method to analyze many food for moisture content. This method is sufficiently accurate for a routine assay. Then after the microwave, first method is the oven drying method plus evaporating method. Okay, then the temperature control method, microwave analyzer. Fourth one is the infrared drying. So with the help of the infrared, we provide a temperature to the given sample. Okay, and dry the product with the help of the infrared radiation. Okay, so the moisture content is determined with the help of the infrared drying method. So infrared drying involves penetration of the heat into the sample being a dry as compared with the heat conductive or and convectional with the convectional oven. Such heat penetration to evaporate moisture from the sample can significantly shorten the requirement drying time to 10 to 25 minutes. The infrared the infrared lamp used to supply the heat to the sample result in the filament temperature of 200 to 2500 Kelvin. Factors that must be controlled including the distance of the infrared and the dried sample. Okay, because of the speed of the analysis, this technique is suitable for qualitative in process of use. Okay, so this one is related to the infrared drying. With the help of the infrared radiation, okay, with the help of the infrared radiation, we dry the product. Okay, then the rapid moisture analyzer technology. Okay, so many rapid moisture or solid analyzer are available to the food industry. In addition to those based on the infrared and microwave radiation, as I described previously, compact instrument that depending on the high heat are available, such as the analyzer that detected the moisture level from 50 rpm. So directly we have an instrument, rapid moisture analyzer technology. So there is an instrument. With the help of this instrument, we determine the moisture content. Okay, the moisture level from 50 ppm to 100% using a sample weight of 150 milligram to 40 gram. Okay, so this one is the instrument. With the help of that we determine the moisture content. Okay, then the next method for determination of moisture is the distillation method. Okay, we know that distillation, how do we determine the how do we do the distillation? So distillation method are based on the direct measurement of the amount of water removed from the food sample by evaporation. So percentage moisture is equal to 100 into the m water divided by the m initial. That means the moisture in water divided by moisture initial. In contrast, evaporation method are based on the indirect measurement of the amount of water removed from the food sample by evaporation. So percentage moisture is equal to 100 into m initial minus the m dry divided by the m initial. Okay, basically distillation method involve heating a wet food sample. Okay, nothing but a m initial. So initial weight of the sample in presence of organic solvent, that is immiscible with water. The water in the sample evaporate and is collected in a graduated glass tube where its mass is determined. So this mass is a m in water. Okay, then the next part is the procedure for reflex distillation. Okay, what is the procedure for reflex distillation? So for that purpose we place a sample in a distillation flask and cover completely with solvent. Fill the receive tube with a solvent by pouring it through the top of the condenser. Bring the boil and distill slowly at a first, then increase the rate. After the distillation has proceeded to approximately 1 hour, use an adapted burette brush to disloaded moisture drop from the condenser and draw top part of the Bidwell Stirling tap. Okay, then the next step is the slide the blush of the condenser to point above the vapor condensation area. Next step, rinse the blush and the wire with the small amount of toluene to disloaded the adhering water drops. Then if the water has adhered to the wall of the calibrated tube, invert the blush and use the slightly wire to disloaded the water. It's collected in the bottom of the tube. Return the wire to a point above the condensation point and rinse with another small amount of toluene. After the no more water has distilled from the sample, repeat the blush and wire routing in the disloaded adhering water droplet. Rinse the blush and wire with the toluene before removing the from the condenser. Allow the apparatus to cool to ambient temperature before measuring the volume of water in the trap. So volume of water into 2, if we have 50 gram of initial sample, which is nothing but a percentage moisture. So percentage moisture is equal to volume of water into the 2. Okay. So this one is the diagram for reflux distillation of moisture. So here we take a solvent plus sample. We have a condenser, water in and water out for cooling purpose. Okay, and we collected the water with the help of this reflux distillation flask. So percentage of moisture is equal to the volume of water into the 2 if we take a 50 gram of the initial sample. Okay, then the chemical method for moisture determination. So it is a very important method, Karl-Fischer titration method. So we know that the reagent of the Karl-Fischer titration. Okay, so this one is the unit of Karl-Fischer titration. Okay, the apparatus for the Karl-Fischer titration. Okay, the first one is the schematic diagram and this one is the actual instrumentation of the Karl-Fischer titration. Okay, so we have a burette, we have a container, a reaction flask. Okay, we have a potentiostat, we have a 2 electrode, working electrode and the calomel electrode. Okay, so what are the reagent? Okay, so as I already told you what is the actual procedure for the Karl-Fischer titration. For that purpose we have a beaker or container reaction flask. Okay, where we take a sample solution. From a burette, automatically the reagent is added. This reagent is made by the pyridine, iodine and the sulfate. Okay, which is a mix with our sample. Okay, and automatically with the help of the electrode, we have a two electrode, calomel electrode, that means the reference electrode, and the working electrode, platinum electrode. Okay, so automatically when the moisture determination was done, the reaction titration stop. Okay, and with the help of the burette reading, we determine the moisture content in a given sample. Okay, so now after this lecture, I will send you actually what happened under the Karl-Fischer titration. So Karl-Fischer titration, it is a very important method to determine the moisture content in a given sample.